Good morning. We are here at the cat run door with Banter, who was just outside. But now that I've started the close up, oh, there we go. She just fell outside. And who's out there with her? That's Blarney. It's chilly out this morning. It's probably not. It might not even be 50 degrees out yet. But they were over here looking at the door after they went out yesterday. They wanted to go out again this morning. I told them it was chilly out, but they didn't seem to mind too much. Banter was the first one at the door when I opened it, and she reacted to the cold air coming in. She stopped for a second, and then she's like, I don't care, I'm going out anyway. Looks like all that fun's over now, though. Sorry, just got to see the very tail end of it. Tail end is one of those terms we use as kitten people, you know. I'm just kidding, everybody. Everybody says that. Oh, did you see that little stop for a second where that was Scuttlebutt there? Scuttlebutt thinking about going out. Did you see her hesitate for just a second, though? That's where the air hit her coming in. Also, when Blarney went out the first time, she stepped on the ground and she's like, oh, it's cold. And she started walking with her feet up real high, trying to hold her feet off the ground because it was cold. It's very silly. But now it looks like they got used to the fact that it's a little chilly out there. They don't mind. So that's Blarney up close to us, and that's Scuttlebutt way back in the back there. And they haven't figured out how to work the cat door yet, but I use a little clip to prop it open, and then they can go in and out whenever they want. Fresh air coming in is nice. Also, Gabby, I'm sure you guys hear Gabby's right here talking to me. She's so silly. I know you just talk all the time. Looks like we got a playful morning going on. They all really wanted to come out this morning as soon as they saw me in the kitchen, but it was Brooks' time to be out in the morning, as it always is, first thing in the morning. So I couldn't let them out, and they were all a little disappointed by that. And then Brooke, normally in the morning, Brooke wants to go back to her room. I make all the breakfast for everybody, and by the time I'm done with that, Brooke's either at her door waiting, or she follows me up when I bring her breakfast upstairs. She just follows right along like a little puppy. Look at that. That's Nope, sorry, that's Banter and Eddie back there. They just touched noses. Um, so normally Brooke's right at her door, ready to go in, or else she follows me up there with her breakfast and then goes right in. This morning she wasn't interested. She wanted to hang out down here in the living room. So it took a little bit longer to get everything rolling for everybody because I'm not going to bring her upstairs if she wants to hang out. But it wasn't too much longer. Then she went upstairs. Now Brooke's in her room having her breakfast and then probably a nap. And it's these kids' turn to be out and do whatever they want for a while. So, which is apparently to be crazy, which is a lot of fun. So, I promised everybody a name for the new Momcat, and DJ and I have been talking about it. The way it normally goes is that DJ comes up with a theme, and then she gives me a whole bunch of suggestions of names, and I tell her which ones I like and don't like, and she takes it into consideration, but she doesn't always, a lot of times she'll be like, well, I don't care if you don't like that name. That's one that I really wanted to have, so we're going to name it that. And, she makes all the final decisions, I guess, is my point, even though she often takes some input from me. This time she came up with a theme that I thought was fun, and usually she comes up with at least, I should say, usually she comes up with all of the names in advance. She's got like a long list, and she says, okay, when we have all kittens, these are going to be the names that we'll pull the kitten names from. This time she didn't quite do that. She said, here's, some of the theme, here's a couple of the ideas I've got, and we can figure the rest out later. And I think she did that because she's very busy right now. And that's fair enough. But the whole reason I say that is that this time she told me the theme, she gave me a couple of examples, and then I came up with the name of the Momcat. Yes, I got to choose this time. I mean, I chose and I made my argument to her, and she's like, "Yes, I like it. It's cute. Let's do it." And then she went back to work, presumably, which is what she's doing. So our new Momcat, who we will go up and see in just a minute, is named Bebop. That's right, Bebop. Maybe B for short, like B. Arthur, or maybe just Bebop, or yeah. Anyway, that's it, Bebop. There you go. That's the name, Bebop. I'm not gonna say anything else about what the theme is. I'll let you guys try to guess it. Um, there's a lot of different ways I think you could go from there, but we do know what the theme is, and once you get the theme, you'll see how it all fits together. No pun intended with the theme and Bebop, but yeah. So that's it. New mom, Bebop. I will say that again when we go up to see her, and she hasn't even heard her name yet because I literally was waiting for DJ to tell me for sure what the name was going to be before we started the close-up. So we just got confirmation on it a couple minutes ago. So I, I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I didn't even think of that until somebody said that just now in the chat. Did not, didn't even occur to me, and it should have too, because I grew up with that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's cute. Obviously, yes, DJ would not approve of that, but it's funny. Bebop Ganoush. Mina, are you the first one to say that? Bebop Ganoush. That's hilarious. That is really funny. In response to me calling her Bop, that that really got me. That's a good one. Or Bebop Alula, right? She's my baby. Oh, I see someone else said that too. Okay, I'm just a little bit behind. I'm not even gonna try. I have a kitten climbing me. Let's see if I can see that. Oh, wait, going back down now. I won't be able to get it on the camera. I can't tell which one it is. Bebop and Ganoush does not respond to Bop. That's gonna crack me up all day. Okay, okay. Who's climbing me back here? Who is this? Oh, is that Blarney? Yes, of course it is. I should have guessed. That was Blarney trying to climb me. Careful, kids. It gets pretty hot in there behind the screen. Gab's just following me around and talking. Just following me wherever I'm going to go. She's going to go there too. Gabby responds really well to me calling her too. Like earlier, Loganberry was hanging around here, and they were each trying to start trouble with the other. And I would just say her name, and she would stop trying to bother him and come right over to me. Very sweet that way. I'm not sure if we've ever had a mom cat that came when called by name, but so far she does. I'm intentionally not saying her name because she's already right here, and I don't want to take too much advantage, do I? Maybe I do. Maybe it's good reinforcement since I'm petting her. Gabby, I'm petting you. And you can learn the word Gabby means that you get everything you want. Look at that tail way up in the air. Kittens are so excited this morning. They're going to push that thing right off of there. Oh, So that's Banter there. I think Loganberry's still under this sofa. Oh, no, I guess not. Thought he was. He must have gone somewhere else. What you doing there, Banter? So this is Scuttlebutt. It's a good thing we put that grating up to keep the kittens off of the fireplace, because the fireplace gets very hot, but we tested that the grating keeps everything nice and cool. I do think you should stop playing with it, though, Banter. Yes, you. I think you should find something else to bother, like your mom. There's Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Eddie's just been sitting here most of the morning, just watching the kittens doing their thing. I don't know where the other kittens just went. I put a tunnel out for them finally. This was, I went down to our stash in the room downstairs to find the right tunnel for them, and I couldn't find one that was exactly what I wanted. So I picked this one that's in our pile of old tunnels that we've actually got a pile of the ones that we don't use very often. And I thought, oh, this would be a fun one for them. And so far, they haven't had any fun with it. Maggie keeps going into it, but the kittens haven't really checked it out too much. Maybe now is when it's going to start, because I'm saying that they don't like it. There we go. That's what we want to see, a little scuttlebutt in the tunnel. Now, you guys know that these days, back in the day, we used to get tunnels like this all the time. They got the two holes on this side, and they got the little toy dangly. And it's a nice tunnel. It's really good. But you might have noticed that what we prefer these days are to use the mesh tunnels. And I think the kittens really like it because they can see each other through the tunnel, and that makes it a little bit more interesting. And a toy where you can see the kitten on the other side, but you can't quite reach them. It makes it a very fun way to play. And it's something that kittens, if you think about it, kittens don't get that experience very often of, like a mesh wall or something where they can see the kitten they're playing with, but they can't reach, and it's stimulating. But that's not why we do it. The real reason that we tend to prefer the mesh tunnels, of course, is that you can see the kittens when they're in the tunnel on the stream a lot easier. So that's the real reason that we prefer those. But when I went downstairs, I could only find a tunnel that was like a spiral that was half mesh, and another tunnel that was too big around. It was like twice this diameter at least, and I thought that's too much. So I picked this one instead. I think it's going to be fun. As long as I keep it pointed at the camera, you can still, the regular stream camera that's back there, as long as it's pointing directly at the camera, then you guys can see down it on the regular Kitten Academy stream. We'll see. Hopefully that works. Well, these kids are being really fun. Loganberry is really, really good with the kittens, and he'll groom them, and he puts up with them really well. But he is not as good with the mom cats in general, and with Gabby here in particular. They each, Gabby, well, Logan usually has started it. He does the same thing he does to Brooke, where he acts all aggressive and he makes that high-pitched squeak at her. That's his idea of an aggressive squeak. It's just hilarious. And he puts his ears forward, and he picks up some intimidating body language, and she knows that he's trying to intimidate her. So she reacts poorly too, and she'll give it right back and then run up at him and smack him and hiss. And it's all him that's starting it, though. But fortunately, both of them are easy to distract from that. As long as I'm paying attention to her, or if I just tell her to stop, she'll stop. Loganberry doesn't respond quite so well to a verbal correction, but if I sort of push him away and I'm like, Logan, go do something else, then he usually will. So it's manageable, and they're not going to hurt each other, but they're going at it, all the time, and not great that way. But at least he's nice with the kittens. He's got that going for him. Of course, if any of the cats messed with the kittens, like Maggie does sometimes, that is something that really gets Gabby involved right away. And Maggie is trying to play with the kittens these days, and she keeps trying to play with them. She really wants to play. Oh, it looks like Logan kind of wants to play. Look at that. But the trick is that they don't quite understand that yet. So every time that Maggie tries to play with them, they end up getting a little hissy, and then that brings Gab in, and Gab wants to correct Maggie, and it goes downhill from there. Of course, when I say that, it's not bad either. Gabby is a pretty chill mom for being one that will correct the faculty, but she doesn't go after them or anything. She just hisses and swats them, usually once, and then it's over. So she's very cool that way. I think Loganberry's. What is he doing? Is he just scratching the sofa? No, is he trying to get under the blanket? He's trying to get under the blanket. That's what I thought. Not working though, is it, buddy? You tried. What are you doing? You can't be on that. It's not gonna. You're just gonna knock it over. That's got to be Blarney because he's the one that climbs things. She's the one that climbs things. I still think of Blarney and Scuttlebutt as boys quite often. That's my mistake. They're definitely all girls. So Blarney, Scuttlebutt, and I was going to show you Banter too, but she just ran off under the chair. No, don't go under there. It's too warm under there. I guess you'd learn the hard way, which should just be to, get a little toasty. Yeah, they're plastic. Those aren't real plants. Come on now. Ah! That was Logan and Gabby, of course, as predicted. But like I said, there's usually just one strike, and then it's done. She's like, I corrected him. Logan, you shouldn't be in here. I don't want you in here either, because you're just going to pee on something. Even if it's their litter box, we don't need that, pal. Why don't we go do something else? Why don't we go do something else completely? Why don't you come, Logan? Or go outside, yes, or just do something else. We don't need this. Gabby's noticed him again now on this side. All right, fair enough. Oh, Maggie's outside. I didn't see that. Do you see her over there? Yeah, now you do. Hi, Maggie. Gabby's watching Logan. Oh, now Logan's acting all cool. Not making eye contact. He's got his ears back a little. I guess she taught him who's boss. Oh, Logan, I just said you were cool with kittens. And Gabby, I just said you were cool as long as I was distracting everybody. And I guess that's true because she's going to come right up here. As long as I'm petting her, she's not going to get involved in anything. Well, I want to go up and see the new Momcat named Bebop, by the way, if you're coming in late. The new Momcat's name is Bebop. Let's go up and see her. I guess we'll leave Logan to try to sort this out on his own. I don't trust them not to hit each other, but I do trust them not to get into too much trouble. Kittens climbing trees. All right, if you guys want to keep watching what's going on in this room, we do have the cameras on the regular Kitten Academy live stream, so you can tune into Kitten Academy live stream, watch it all day long if you feel like it. We'll come back to them. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to go up and see the new Momcat Bebop. I'm going to stop here at the refrigerator, though. Oh, and I'm going to stop at the cabinet, too. We got to, hang on, got to grab something out of this cabinet real quick. See if I can show you some kittens while I'm doing that. Oh, hi, Gabby. You following me? Okay, here we go. Oh, speaking of cabinets, wow, I wanted to show you guys this for a long time. This is that cabinet where you hear me talk about it sometimes, where we put stuff that people send us that's a little special. And for a long time, I've been thinking about doing a thing where I show you some of these items on the close-up stream. Didn't really plan for it today, though, but there's some really fun stuff in here. More than you would think, actually. Oh, and really a lot of reflection, too, a lot of glare. So I guess I'm not giving away the whole show by showing you our cabinet full of stuff. But yeah, at some point, I got to start showing you those things because some of them are really cool. All right, let's go on upstairs. There's Ari. Hi, Ari. I think Gabby's calling for you. Hi, Eddie. When did you get over here? Oh, we left the fridge open. We got to go back, folks. The fridge beeps when it's open, even just a tiny bit. It is just a tiny bit open. And it will do it all day long. It's very annoying. Yes, it is. Hi, Ari. Okay, Eddie. There's Smokey in her heated bed because it's a little chilly this morning. It's going to be nice and warm this afternoon, but off to a slow start temperature-wise. Let's just peek in at Brooke real quick. I don't want to let her out because there's kittens everywhere. Oh, she's just sitting on her bed. Hi, Brookie. I was just telling everybody how sweet you were. You want a treat? I didn't bring this for you, but you can have just a tiny piece, okay? So this is chicken for Bebop, and I will tell you all about that when we get in there. But let me give one piece to Brookie here because she's a sweetie. There you go. Yeah, that's a good supplement for your breakfast, isn't it? Okay. She's doing great. I love how snuggly Brooke can be. It is the sweetest thing. That was Acro you just saw for a second there. Okay. Let's come in here with our new Momcat, Bebop. Okay. Hi, B. What's up? Big Bopper? Bop? Do you respond to being called Bop? Boppa Ganoush? Beboppa Ganoush? This is too fun. I'm going to have so much fun with this name. Boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Wow, beep boop. Come on out here, beep boop. So, we've tried a variety of food on her yesterday. I think I showed you all about that. And she didn't really go for any of the food that we tried her on yesterday, except the shredded chicken, which is what I just grabbed out of the fridge as a new packet of shredded chicken. I usually make a whole bunch of shredded chicken for myself, and I separate it out into packages, and I put it in the freezer until I'm ready to have some. And that turns out to be super useful because it's the only food that she'll eat consistently, and she won't eat it if it's touched cat food. I tried mixing it in with the Fancy Feast yesterday. She ate every piece of the chicken as long as it hadn't touched any Fancy Feast, then she wouldn't eat it. So that wasn't any good. So this was something I tried on her this morning is Tiki Cat. Tiki Cat makes a product that is shredded chicken and salmon in chicken juice. It smells and looks delicious to me. I would practically eat this. All the Tiki Cat food is that way. It looks and smells so good. But so far, she won't touch it. She knows somehow that it is not just shredded chicken. It is Tiki Cat, and so not her thing. This is RC Mom and Baby Cat Wet, mixed with some hot water and warmed up. That's a Momcat special around here. We give that usually to Momcats just after they deliver. This is this is Dr. Elsie's dry, clean protein food. This one she actually does eat. but she only eats like one kibble and then she walks away. So I can tell that she kind of likes it, but that's not enough. And then the last one is the RC Mom and Baby Cat dry food, which she won't touch. So of all of them, the only one that she'll even touch is the Dr. Elsie, and she doesn't eat enough of it. But I thought because these lists look so similar to the shredded chicken, I thought I would give her a bowl full of shredded chicken, and we'll just see how she does. Look at that. I got to break it up. Oh, she's running over here already. She's like, I smell that. That's the good stuff. Okay, well, that wasn't much of a test, was it? I do want to see if well, we'll do that later. I was going to put a little bit of the shredded chicken on top of her tiki cat and see if she would go for that. But at any rate, there we go. Give her a little more. In fact, I'm going to give her the whole bag. Because the important thing is that she eats. And actually, we've had the vet very often, if you've got a cat with digestion issues or intestinal issues, they'll recommend a bland diet. And bland diet basically just means, shredded boiled chicken, just like this is. So this is, in a sense, a vet-approved diet, but I don't want to feed it to her forever. I always worry that just chicken isn't going to give her everything that she needs. I think we're a little bit better towards our cats these days than just giving them plain meat and assuming it hits every single one of their nutritional needs. That said, it probably does. Probably a pretty good meal for a cat. But if you want to, I don't put a lot of stock in the argument of, this is what cats ate historically, so this is what they should be fine with today. But if you do think about things in that term, you got to consider the fact that this is just plain shredded chicken breast. It's just the meaty part of the chicken. And if you consider what a cat might have eaten sort of in nature, it wouldn't be this. It would include things like the little organs that have all the vitamins and stuff packed into them, and even a fair amount of blood and other stuff that I won't get into. But there's a lot of good reasons to think that just plain chicken breast, not a sustainable diet for a cat in the long term. We're going to have to give her some kind of supplement. The fact that cats, yes, are carnivores and eat meat doesn't mean that their diet can be sustained on just chicken breast, which is, obviously not quite everything that they need, if that makes sense. But, like I said, it is definitely enough to keep going for a while until we can work out getting her to eat something else too. So we will. And I'm kind of trying to keep up with the chat. People are saying a lot of things, but I saw somebody say mix the foods together. Again, that's what I did yesterday. I took a whole bunch of the chicken that I know she loves. I mixed it in with the fancy feast, and she would eat all the chicken if it hadn't touched the fancy feast. But even if it just touched the fancy feast, even if it wasn't mixed in, but it just touched it, she would not eat it. She's like, no mixing of the fancy feast and the chicken. She's like the kid who, the kid who won't eat, I don't know, he won't eat his chicken if it touched the peas on the plate, like no touching. She won't even do it then. So mixing it together was not successful. Although, like I said, I want to try mixing some in here because to me at least, these are very similar products. And I feel like maybe we could get it to work that way. In fact, I'm going to steal, I said I was going to leave it for later. I'm going to steal just a little bit of this and put it right on top here to start. And then we'll see if that little bit on top is still there later, or if it seems like it's been touched otherwise. Anyway, digging in. But this is good chicken too, by the way. I'm going to have a little piece. I'm going to steal some of your food. Oh, not a big piece though, because you need it more than I do. Mmm. So yeah, for those of you coming in late, this is our newest Momcat. She is very pregnant. She's also very small. So I know right now it can be a little hard to see the fact that her little belly is completely swollen. Let's see if can't even really find you an angle where it's clear. She just looks like she's got a little bit of a chunky belly, but she doesn't. She's a very skinny kitten. She's a very small cat, even with all of her little kittens in there. She only weighs 7.5 pounds right now. By the way, I weighed her yesterday and today, and she's up a little bit in weight since yesterday, so that's also good news. Um, so she, let's see, what was I saying? She came to us from West Virginia. I want to say Huntington, is that right? I said yesterday, and now I don't remember because I'm not too familiar with West Virginia geography. But she came to us from West Virginia, 7.5 pounds, very tiny, very pregnant. Dawes, the Danbury Animal Welfare Society, did an ultrasound on her. It's good to see her get full and walk away because that means that she's eating as much as she can, and that's what we like for mom cats to do is eat as much as they can. So good, we can leave both of these. I'm gonna mix, since she left it, I'm gonna mix just a little more chicken in it over here to try to fool her into going for a more complete food. Let's see, I'll just put some on top there. I bet she still doesn't go for it. Um, anyway, 7.5 pounds, and they did an ultrasound on her at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. That's the shelter that we work with, the shelter that brought her up here for us. And the ultrasound, the doctor who did the ultrasound said that they think that she's got 6 kittens in there. She is full of kittens, and that she's probably a couple weeks from delivery. So we will take her to our vet and get an x-ray, which will tell us a lot more about how far along she is and tell us a lot more for sure how many kittens there are. But I'm trying not to schedule until next week because she's still pretty nervous, but she's getting so much better every day. She's been here for 48 hours now, I think, if that's right, 48 hours, almost anyway. And in that time, she's gone from just being completely shy to now, when I'm in the room, she comes out and walks around and does her own thing. And as long as I'm in here, she'll just sit down somewhere on the other side of the room if she wants and just hang out, take a nap. But every time I leave the room, she does return to her box. And then usually after she's been in the box for a little bit, she'll bury herself under the blankets because that's her thing. We've had other mom cats that act this way. I can't remember who specifically, but I have very clear memories of mom cats that would hide every time I was out of the room, and then when I would come in the room, they would come out and hang out, and then I'd leave and they'd go back to hiding again. And that only kept up for a while. After they got comfortable, then they wouldn't even do that anymore. So, uh, not at all an unusual thing, and doesn't necessarily mean that she's even a scaredy cat in general. It may just be that she's been through a lot to get to us, coming all the way from West Virginia and passing through 2 different animal shelters and getting the ultrasound from the vet and just all this stuff that she's been through. She may still be just kind of recovering a bit, and that's fine too. We'll see. We'll get a good idea of her personality over time. But I'll tell you one thing that is a really good sign is that she has never been the least bit hand shy. She doesn't mind me touching her. She doesn't mind me, poking and prodding her, and she doesn't mind me picking her up or petting her or anything. She's just never a bad reaction to me as a human being at all, and that's a really good thing. Now, she does have this barrier over her door because I'm trying to minimize the number of things that she has to be stressed out about. Yet, even with the barrier, and even with the barrier, she knows every time there's a cat out there on the other side of the door. She'll look at the door, or she'll actually go right up to the door and stand there and just stare at it when there's a cat in the hallway. And I'll check the camera and see, yep, there's a cat right there. She knows. But I do still think that it's better to have the barrier than not because I did a little test yesterday where she was standing there and somebody was in the hallway. I want to say it was Eddie, actually. And I pulled the curtain aside so that she could see, and she got very angry then. She got super angry once she could see Eddie. She's like, oh, they're angry. There's a cat there. She's going to eat some of it. Oh, no. No. We almost tricked her into going for the wrong bowl. This might work though. Once she eats all the plain chicken, maybe she'll actually start to dig into that other bowl. We'll see. That would be nice because I've got a whole bunch of cans of that. Um, yeah, so at least so far, I think her not seeing the faculty is a better option for her than seeing them. And I kind of already have the impression that she's going to be one of the mom cats that just doesn't get along with the faculty. But we'll see. Again, I don't want to prejudge anything. We got to give her a fair shake and give her her best chance to be her best self. And I think a good way to do that is to, for now anyway, keep the barrier up, minimize the stress, and let her do what she's going to do. So there we have it. And this stream, this little close-up stream, has gone on plenty long enough. So let me just recap real quick for anybody that came in at the last minute. First off, let me say, if you didn't watch the whole stream and you did come in late, we started the stream with the kittens downstairs, little tiny adorable kittens. So after I'm done, you should rewind, go back and watch it from the beginning because you will appreciate that. Then the other important thing is that this is our newest Momcat. We think she's just about 2 years old. We think she's got 6 kittens in her, and we think her name is Bebop. That's Bebop, Bebop, like the style of jazz music. Also like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, I guess. And then, as I said yesterday, Bebop didn't want to eat anything. Today, she still doesn't want to eat any of the various cat foods we've tried her on. And this is the second set, by the way. We've tried her on all kinds of different cat foods. She doesn't like any cat food. What she likes is plain shredded chicken that I make for myself. So people food, particular, just plain chicken. And that's what she's chowing down on now. Then there's not really any other news that's important, but as you know, Gabby is going for her spay on the 1st. Her kittens are going for their second vaccines on the 8th. And I will keep you up to date on what's going on with them over time. That's it. I do have to wrap this up. Thank you for joining me and Bebop. I really love that name, not just because I picked it. I picked it because I love it. Anyway. So I will try to get more of Bebop on the stream for everybody on the Kitten Academy live stream. But in the meantime, you can definitely watch the Kitten Academy live stream and see some of Bebop and see some of the kittens downstairs. And I hope you do. Thank you all so much for joining me for the chat this morning. There was a lot of chatting. I'm sorry I couldn't keep up with it all. But you guys really entertained me this morning. Some of that was very funny stuff. Even some of it I didn't get a chance to respond to was cute and funny. And I just can't respond to all of it when I'm trying to say so much, too much really. I know, I talk too much, don't I? But I appreciate it. Thank you all for that. And I will see all of you for another. She's going to the litter box, so we're done with her. I'll see all of you for another close-up tomorrow. And that's it then. Thanks.